Hey everybody, how you doing? The NFL draft is just 3 weeks away, and as I speak, the great arch that has come to be the physical symbol for every NFL draft is under construction next to the S- Pittsburgh Steelers stadium. And the reason why I hesitate is because I'm so used to calling it Heinz Field that the current name of the stadium kind of just flew out of my head for a second. And but by the grace of the and beauty of the internet, we can type in Pittsburgh Stadium and get the current name real quick, because Heinz Field has just been stuck in my head. There's Heinz Field. There's of course Three Rivers Stadium before that, right? And Raiders fans like myself, I'm also a Steelers fan, but not like a Raiders fan. Okay, no. The Steelers are like a team I've come not to hate. Okay, I'll say it that way. But because I cover the NFL, but the Raiders I love. The Raiders are part of my life, part of my heart. Um, so at any rate, I you get the idea. Okay, you get the idea. I I've come to move beyond just tolerating the Steelers. I'll say that. Uh, but I now think the Steelers are cool. Cool. Yeah. At any rate, the stadium's, for me, new name is Al Stadium. Al Stadium. It doesn't exactly roll off the tongue quickly. It's not like Heinz Field is easy because, first of all, Heinz is fewer syllables. Heinz 57 ketchup, that sort of thing, right? Rolls off the tongue. But Heinz, for whatever reason, didn't want to pay or whatever happened. Now it's Alriser, ACRISURE Stadium. That's the name. So at any rate, the arch is under construction next to Alriser Stadium, and it's going to be a great number of festivities. I understand that. Unfortunately, 100 trees were cut down to make room for the space where I think the producers of this NFL draft in Pittsburgh are aiming to at least meet or break, which I don't think is going to be possible at all, Detroit's 775,000 person total set 2 years ago. I was there. It was magnificent. I have never seen anything like that. I thought Nashville had set the standard, uh, but man, Detroit. Whew. And you say, what about Green Bay? Green Bay. I saw it. Wasn't there in person, but 225,000 people. Okay, yeah, but that was one uh, at one time, and I think total they drew 555,000. Okay, so that was still roughly 200,000 less than Detroit. The space in Green Bay just as it wasn't big enough. Detroit had the right space, the right layout. The It was just incredible. The Bedrock Company that is owned by Dan Gilbert and was uh, at, at the point had that is at the employ my longtime friend going back to college, Kofi Bonner, as Bedrock CEO. He has since retired just a few months ago. Um, and well, a little more than a few months ago. I would say maybe what, like 9, 10 months ago. But at any rate, Bedrock took over Detroit, took over downtown Detroit. Everywhere you look, there were buildings owned by Bedrock, and they cleaned up Detroit. I just say once again, great job, fantastic job. I've been to Detroit twice: 2006 Super Bowl and the 2024 NFL Draft, and whew, oh, what a difference! What a difference! But now we're talking about Pittsburgh, okay, and the NFL Draft there. Now, for the occasion, in the run up to this draft, I had an idea. If you regularly love my well, if you regularly love my channel, I hope you do. But if you regularly watch my channel, particularly with respect to the NFL draft, you know how much I love the NFL draft red carpet. Why? Because not only does it remind me of the Oscars red carpet, but a gentleman I've come to know, Joe Lewis Company, who has Joe Lewis Company, produces the red carpet for both the Oscars, where he does a kick-ass job every year, has for a long time, and then turned his sights to the NFL and the NFL draft in 2010. I was the first to cover the NFL draft with the YouTube channel in 2006. Then just kept it going, doing it every year, including this year. And in 2010, covered it as well, made a great bunch of videos for the first time. I later understood there was another fellow that had done 2 YouTube videos, but that was it, unfortunately. You like to say, hey, it's YouTube more the merrier. Now it's a different story. But at any rate, I thought, I like to have a home, an online home for what I do. What I mean by that is a website. So if I'm focusing on, say, CES Las Vegas or the NFL. I have NFL news by Zennie62.com. Then I've got NFL draft player rankings.com. And the one I'm talking about here, the NFL draft red carpet news.com. That's what I'm presenting today. And you would say, well, hey, Zennie, what does it look like? And I will say, well, I'll show you. It looks, pretty much like this. All right. That's it. And what it does is it has a mechanism that automatically posts relevant YouTube videos about the NFL draft red carpet directly to this WordPress website that I built. And it's all optimized and Google adjusted and everything else and state of the art, like all of our other news platforms are here, owned by Zennie62 Media and posted in our dedicated server, and ran, or I would say basically monitored by HostGator. HostGator does a fantastic job of not meddling too much. They used to meddle a little bit too much, but now they've been really great. They've been fantastic at, I think more than anything, helping the site and the server, because of the site, the server runs smoothly. You can't have smooth running sites without a smooth running server, a fast server, and they provide that. So HostGator and I have had a long relationship going back to 2010. I can't say enough about how well that they've evolved under the ownership of Newfold Digital. Fantastic. So at any rate, I thought I had to come up with this idea. I thought, hey, how about NFL draft red carpet? And so I made one. Yeah, I made this. That's what I did. I made one, and this is it. So this is what you're looking at. That is actually the latest. This is the latest post, right? This is what I'm talking to you about right now. And you want to see something neat, all right? So scroll down here, and there's the video, right? So if I press the video, what happens? Okay. Ooh, right? Ooh, okay. That's me. And you can see it's refreshing. And so what's happening is that with each refresh over time, over a second of time, we go deeper and deeper into the zone, right? It's kind of a weird kind of effect there, but at any rate, I'd like to play around with that sometimes. Not too much though, because hey, Anyway, I don't remember. For those of you who are want to imbibe, I don't recommend you imbibe and do this. Okay, so at any rate, this it talks about how the technology works. You can leave a comment there, and then if you want to see what's next in the queue, all you have to do is go over to the sidebar to recent posts, and then click on the next bit of news, and it'll take you to that next bit of news and refresh. And so so NFL denies Zennie62 Media 2026 NFL Draft media credential after 20 years. A mistake on their part, I believe, but this is the bottom line is that it doesn't matter whether you're there or not. Everything has to go online today. It's streamed or photographed. So as long as it has to go online, basically, Zennie 62 Media never dies. All right, that's how I look at it. Zennie 62 Media never dies. As to how this came about, I've talked about it earlier. I'm not going to get into it here, but it's part of the story and it's here. So, and scroll down from here and leave a comment. All right, and we've got other. Then the next one in there is draft night style breakdown. This is automatically posted also from the read, the system's read of what is available that has to do with the NFL draft red carpet. In this case, this video, YouTube video, is called Draft Night Style Breakdown, NFL Draft Style. Now, we've only just begun. Um, only just begun. Hold on a second, folks. Um, Muted? Okay. All right, back. All right. So at any rate, pretty neat, huh? So that's set up. Now I do want to make a comment. I was thinking about it as I was going to check something about the other post. And the NFL said, well, hey, look, not the NFL, but someone at the NFL who uh, really exposed a mistake. And they said, well, you don't cover an NFL team. Well, there are a number of people who've been credentialed to cover the NFL draft for a long, long time who didn't cover an NFL team. So scratch that. And then, well, you don't have enough engagement. Well, excuse me. They brought Haley Khalil in, and Haley Khalil has a tendency to, uh, as one example I presented, just because I discovered, put up her live streams, but doesn't show the view count or the engagement count. And she claims to have 8.1 million subscribers, yet she only had 24 comments on her 6-hour video from was Brazil for the Chargers game. And when you have that many subscribers, but that little activity or engagement, it's a sign that, hey, all those subscribers there are not real. All right. So the NFL has pointed itself headlong in the wrong direction with respect to how it evaluates the effectiveness of media. They've opened the door to fake engagement media. Okay. They've opened that door wide open. And just purely, okay? So what I do is any 60 media don't buy subscribers. The only systems that we specialize in is automated distribution of content from a website to a social media site to another social media site. That's what Zennie 62 Media specializes in. So it's spreading out from platform to platform, but one item of content. I just want to get that out of the way. Zennie 62 Media will prevail. At any rate, moving along, next, talking again about the NFL Draft Red Carpet News site itself that I so love here, this one. I'm going to go back home and show you something neat. First of all, look at how fast it operates. Okay, look at the ease of movement. Look at that. Look at that. Look at how quickly the pages load. Like this one on Devonta Smith. All right, at the 2020 NFL Draft in Cleveland. All right, we're going to have a lot more content. I'm also toying with some experiments I'm going to install, which will be ready for the draft. And if this works, I have another idea that I'm experimenting with. I don't want to give it away, but it will wind up here. All right. Then you also have, if you want to see all of our NFL Draft Red Carpet videos, they're in a playlist. So you have to just click this, right? And guess what? Voila. It opens up and takes you to our YouTube playlist, starting with the latest video. And then there's a sidebar that will open up on the right, which will give you a list of the next video. And then you can click through the next one. See, there it is, right? See that? As it came in, all right? And we scroll down like so, all right? Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? We have 114 videos. Actually, it's going to be 115 videos because I'm adding this one, all right? 115 videos to this playlist. And I'm just really love what I built here. And it's just a lot of fun, okay? Just a lot of fun. The next video I'll have in this will be on, this added to the stage right here. Excuse me, I have to remove this one on that, right? But then add this photograph to the stage, which presents, there it is, right? Point State Park. This is the location for the NFL Draft Red Carpet, and that will be the subject of our next video. Point State Park. All right? But if you want to check out the NFL Draft news, all you have to do is type NFLDraftNews.com. That's all you have to do. NFLDraftNews.com. Again, all you have to do is type, I'm going to type it in here, NFL Draft News, NFL Draft Red Carpet News, excuse me. Yeah, that's another idea, all right? NFL Draft Red Carpet News.com. Now, I actually had Riley toyed with that other idea, but I thought, I want something a little more niche and not so also, right? Because there's so many websites devoted to the NFL draft, and in particular mock drafts. I want to get in the niche area, have these different niche sites, and then have them come back to NFL News by Zennie62.com. And so far, that's the way things are going. All right. So at any rate, that's the idea. That's the presentation, and this is it. All right. This is it. The NFL Draft Red Carpet site is up and running and ready, and just the site to behold right here. And I have to remove that to show you this. Okay, and there it is. All right. Well, actually, that's the playlist. I'm sorry about that, folks. But playlist is nice too. I want you to check out the playlist. But then you can go backspace here. Go backspace. It'll take you. Yes, that's right. Right back home. See? Ta-da! NFL Draft Red Carpet News. Check it out, folks. NFL Draft Red Carpet News.com. NFL Draft redcarpetnews.com. And hey, if you want to vlog on this or blog, contact me, Zennie at Zennie62media.com. All right. So see you. Happy NFL draft, everybody. We'll see you later. Okay.